What's up, everybody? This is Charlotte.
And this is Damien.
And today we are going to talk to you guys about half wigs
and lace fronts.
So we're going to talk about the differences between a half wig and a lace front wig. There are a lot of differences. There are a lot of pros and cons. And this video is just going to help you guys to choose for yourself, you know, which wig you should purchase at what time. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing with a half wig, you get, as you guys know, the standard is one comb at the top and a comb at the bottom with the drawstrings.
And also for a lace front, you get two combs at the top and one comb at the bottom. And these are clips, these are added-in combs, but
yeah, I took out the regular combs in that wig, and I put my own combs in. And that also has the
drawstrings on
there. Or adjustable straps.
Adjustable straps.
Why do we always say that? I don't know.
Who knows?
It's not a drawstring. It's an adjustable strap. Have to get that into our vocabulary. Okay, so Damien is wearing a lace front wig right now, as you guys can see, and I am wearing a half wig. A little bit taller. And so the difference with, for me personally, I like the lace front wig better because it's just easier for me to manage. And with the half wig, like this half wig I have on, this is the Dominican blowout straight. And it is, as you can see, the wig is probably right about here. But I had to take out a lot of hair from probably here, from ear to ear here, so that I could cover the track of the wig. And so that I can put my own part in to make it look more natural. So that's one thing about half wigs. I know a lot of people wear their half wigs, like they would just take the half wig like this and they'll put it right on their hairline, and you know, they'll do the flip over method or anything like that. But when you want to wear the hair back or you want to wear it up, to me it just looks better if you have your edges out, because you can see the track right there. That does not look natural. You don't want to walk around with a track right here on the front of your hair.
The track is kind of bulky a little bit,
yeah.
So you can kind of look at it and be like, oh, that's a track.
Yeah, and it looks like a wig.
Yeah.
So in order to be more natural and make it look like your hair, you have to take out a considerable amount of hair, yes, to make it look, you know, nice. Now with the lace front,
I personally don't like the lace fronts to deal with personally myself. I like half wigs because it feels like it's just quick and easy. But the lace front, I feel like it takes more time for me. I have to put makeup on the part, and I have to make sure my edges are just right, you know, just to make it look really, really natural. And I just kind of don't like that, having that feeling and having to wake up in the morning and rush before school and having to make sure my part looks real, you know. And so I also see a lot of people who don't know that, like, you can pull out, you know, put the wig on and then pull out too much of your edges and the wig starts sliding back. Yeah. Or you have the combs in all the time instead of using the Milano wig grip, like we said, and you don't have any edges to, you know, put out any baby hairs, or, you know, I mean, it's not necessary to have baby hairs. Like my mom said, it's a bonus, you know, something to make you look extra cute. So
just makes the hair look neater, I think. And one thing about putting out too much of your edges with the lace front, you're at risk of your hair not blending with the hair, the texture of the hair of the wig. So if your hair is not permed, or if you are in Texas like us and there's lots of humidity, your hair is not going to be straight like this hair, yeah, all the time. So it will frizz up, and so you'll have your frizzy hair and then the nice hair.
I've learned that over time because I had my Janie, and I cut the part and I had my hair out. I had too much hair out, and it's so hot in Texas that my hair, you know, people who have coarse hair, my hair, or natural hair, it gets really frizzy, and I haven't had a perm in like, what, 2-3 years. So yeah, no, that doesn't work. Just putting a flat iron on it, like, it just poofs up or it curls back up, or, you know, and it just does not look cute because the wig hair is straight and it's just poofing up and you see a big track underneath it, so it's not cute. So
unless you have like this type of hair, like this is the Annie half wig, and it's in the color 430. And as you can see, the texture of the hair is a little bit kinky.
Yeah.
And we did a video on this, so I'll put it up in the eye up there so you can see our review on this wig. But even if you have natural hair, this hair is not, it's natural, but it's not as as kinky as
regular natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I wore that
so
for about 3 weeks.
you may still see the difference.
Yeah. You can, because I wore that wig for about 3 weeks, and my hair starts to poof up, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be okay, because it's Annie, you know, and Annie looks poofy. No, ma'am. Do not do it, because my hair was like afro, like from the 70s, and the yaki hair was like, looked kind of straight, looked better.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So another thing about half wigs, which is a bonus. So if we do the pros and the cons, I would say a pro for a half wig is you can buy a half wig for under $20. Like the cheapest half wig that I bought was probably like $11. So you can buy a good half wig for a nice price.
And with lace fronts, I would say they're from $20 and up. They're worth more because they have a part, of course. And that's kind of a con, yet kind of a pro, because, you know, with the half wig, you cannot put a dominant part unless you have the wig farther back.
Yeah, like mine.
Yeah, so she has a part, but it's really hard for me to get a part. So I just, you know, most people do flip over method. Most people just wear it half up, half down, or in a bun. And that's just the easiest solution, because if you want to have a part, 9 times out of 10, you would have to get a lace front wig just to have one.
Yeah.
And that's another con of the lace front wig. You can't always put it up, you know, because the part is always there, you know, or you can't flip this hair over there, because then you'll see there's a part right there.
Yeah,
so
like you can't manipulate the part to the other side unless you buy one of the wigs that is a dual part. Yeah. And we've looked at some of those, but I don't necessarily like those, because sometimes it's hard to find the other part.
Or the color looks funny.
Yeah, the color is different. Like there's more blonde on one side than the other.
It's just too much for me.
It's a lot.
It'd be different if it was like highlighted all the way through, and then it looks the same on both sides. That'd just be totally different. But this is Janie I have in my hand. You know, that's our reliable
that's one
Janie.
of our favorites.
And the bad thing about a lace part is that you have to tweeze it sometimes, unless it's pre-tweezed, because some of the wigs now are coming out with pre-tweezed parts. And yet people still love to tweeze their parts. That's just a natural thing. But when you tweeze it too much, or you pull it too hard, it can rip a hole. And I don't know if y'all can see that hole right there, but it's a hole. And
don't judge me, because that was my first tweezing, and I just felt like the tweezers, it just took too long, and it kind of like when you pull the hair, it kind of tangled the hair a little bit. So I found it easier to tweeze it with my hands. And sometimes you don't know your own strength, and you can rip a hole into the lace. That's what happens.
With my crystal, my short hair, I use the tweezers, and I think that the tweezers take more precaution in things, because you're like taking one hair at a time. And although it may take longer, it brings more precaution, because you might not rip a hole, and you might not rip off too much, and it might not be like this big wide part. It'll be like pretty narrow. It looks pretty natural. It looks pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
So let's see. What is another pro and con? Another thing with the half wigs, with the full lace wigs is, you know, just that lace. You know, you have that lace behind your ear. Sometimes when you turn the wig a certain way, like
irritating after a while.
It'll press on the back of your ear, you know, unless you get one like the Shanice.
Yeah, Shanice had
that deluxe. It didn't have any lace. So that wig was so comfortable. It was so nice. I really enjoyed wearing that wig. And those types of wigs without the lace on it, they're nicer. But, you know, you just want to make sure that you find out which one is the best for you. For me personally, especially the straight half wigs, they're a little bit easier, but half wigs are hard for me to kind of manipulate and make it like my own. Like my favorite would be a U-part wig, but unfortunately there's not many U-part synthetic wigs out there. It's very hard to even find the the human hair U-part wigs.
Yeah.
So hopefully Free Tress, Outre,
yes.
whoever, Sensational, if you guys are listening, try to make some U-part wigs.
With a drawstring.
Yes. That will be so much. If you're going to make a half wig, make it with a drawstring. That is going to be so much easier for everybody because we won't have all these loose little flaps on the sides. We won't have to use 1,000 bobby pins to pin it down, you know.
Don't have to worry about that.
It'll just be so much easier.
Or your hair falling out from the back or anything. It's just safer for people's hair.
Yeah.
Also, another thing about the lace front wigs that I do like is that to me, they save more hair. For me, like, when I do my half wigs, I love putting it up and I have to brush it. And, you know, I do more brushing than I would do with a regular lace front wig because it's one style only. And I can't really put it up in a ponytail. I can't really put it half up, half down, or in a bun or anything. So I feel like, you know, the half wig, it will lose more hair because I'm just, you know, I'm continuously brushing it.
But explain what you mean by it will lose more. Do you lose hair or does the wig lose hair? Like, does the wig shed? Like, what do you mean?
I feel like the half wig shed more than the lace front wigs. Like, most people say the lace front wigs shed because, well, of course they're going to shed because they have lace. You know,
once you cut the lace and once you tweeze the part. But once, like I've showed you guys in my videos, like once I cut the part, cut the lace, and I tweeze the part, I pull that hair off. I don't just leave it there because yes, you are going to have shedding. You have to pull the loose hairs off. That way you will not experience shedding. Like, I don't have shedding all the time on my wigs.
This wig is pretty old and there's nothing coming off of it. So it's like, it's a good thing.
Because we got that hair off before, you know.
So it's like you're not worrying about these every little bitty strands every 2 seconds. But the half wigs, to me, when I'm brushing it out or I'm having to do like this, like, it comes out and then I feel like it gets thinner after a while because, like, when I put my ponytail up, you can see like a track or something right there. I'm not saying that this is all half wigs. I'm not saying that it's going to happen to every half wig. It might just be me. I don't know if other people have went through that experience. But to me, I think that the half wigs lose a lot more hair than a lace front because I can go back to a lace front and wear it multiple times. You know? Well,
speaking of like losing hair, that's one thing about the half wig is with the lace front wigs, we can wear our Milano wig grip to cover our edges. But with the half wig, there's no grip for that. Like, you have to stick the comb in your hair. Yeah. But at least it's in the thicker part of your hair. Unless you put it right at the edges, then you are going to lose your edges, especially if you're wearing a half wig every day. What I would do is I probably would get like a full lace front wig and then get a half wig similar to it. That way, like Annie, she comes in the half wig and then she also comes in a full wig. So, or a lace front. I don't know why I keep saying full. But anyways, what you could do is you could buy Annie in the lace front and then buy it in the half wig. And so if you want to wear the hair up, like in a ponytail or the half up, half down, then you can always switch, you know, but it'll be the same hair texture, the same color, you know. Yeah, nobody would know. It would really pass off as your own hair, like you just put it up or something. Yeah. So that might be another alternative to that. That way you're not always pulling your hair. And take them off at nighttime. Don't wear any wig all the night. As soon as you get home, no wig, period. Don't wear it at nighttime. It's a wig. It's not a sew-in. And a
sew-ins do the same thing too because it's either fake hair or it's real hair. And
well, sew-in you can't take off, which is horrible because you have to wash your hair with the braids in, and so your hair is not getting the air that it needs, and you know you have to sew in for months and stuff. And so it's just not worth it. It's easier to be able to take it off, especially if it's hot. You're going to take this thing off at nighttime, put it on your doll head or put it in the bag that it came in, and your hair can breathe. You can brush your hair, you can wash your hair, comb it. You can do whatever you need to do to your hair to keep maintaining your healthy hair, you know. But just when you go out, you'll just have, you know, your wig on. So it's not like that. So, well, I don't know if I finished my point on the last thing that I was saying, but I don't even remember what I was saying. I'll just go back and rewatch the video, and I'll put it at the bottom in the comments because I don't remember what.
I kind of lost thoughts. I was like,
I don't know. But okay, so for me personally, I say the lace front wigs are the best. They are expensive, but they're worth it. The only thing is, like, when they get a little bit older, it's kind of hard to keep up, you know, the elasticity and the cap or whatever. But I say lace front wigs all day. That's what I say.
Personally, this is just a little tip for the half wig people. You can style it, you can wave it, you can curl it however you want. So, my bad, throw it off. Okay, so I'm saying, like, okay, do not try to change the style of the hair, like waving it. Like I did my Annie like that, it changes the texture of the hair.
Yeah.
And I did my Alpine. My Alpine looked just like this, which is this is Danity, but my Alpine looked just like this, and I flat ironed it, and it changed the whole entire texture of the hair, and I could not bring it back to this curl. So if you want a curly wig and you got a straight wig, get a curly wig, you know, or if you want it straight, then get a straight wig. You know, don't you know, manipulate the wig to something else because then it'll change texture.
Just keep the hair texture that you got. Get a curly wig if you want curly. Get straight if you want straight. I mean, I know some people wash their wigs and stuff, but even washing your synthetic wig can change the texture of the hair. If you want a straight wig, get a straight wig. Don't flat iron a wig that you already have. And y'all just excuse us because my 2-year-old is back there and she's having a fit. But anyways, yeah, like Annie, I wouldn't flat iron it. If I wanted something straighter, like the Dominican is a little bit straighter, I would just stick with the Dominican. But other than that, that's pretty much it as far as half wigs versus lace front wigs. Make your decision, and we gave you all the information. Thank you guys. See you later. Like us, comment, and subscribe. Bye.